So today we are going to talk about how to switch from one-on-one to group coaching and the ins and outs of running a group coaching program. This is going to be one of the things that I'm going to cover in a workshop that I'm doing here in a couple of days, really around how to scale to a $100,000 business and what are the things that need to happen once you're getting consistently getting clients and how do we think about scaling that. So if you like the details on that type workshop, group coaching is one of those concepts. And so I'm going to dive in here today. We've used the process that I'm going to share with you to transition my one-on-one programs to group coaching programs. We have coached over 6,000 people in various groups over the past 10 years. And so I'm excited to chat with you about how to do this. This video was inspired by one of our community members who says, I'm fully booked. I need to figure out how to leverage my business, how to either do group or to sell stuff without any delivery. And so let's go ahead and jump in. So why group coaching? Is group coaching good? Now, if you're switching from one-on-one to group and you have an affinity to one-on-one coaching like I do, this can be a hard sell. And so the first thing that we need to do is we need to wrap our head around the pros and cons of one-on-one coaching and the pros and cons of group coaching. And so the pros of one-on-one coaching is that, intimate relationship, they're the star. We can customize really, really well. Some of the cons are it's just you and them. There tends not to be as much social proof. And, they lack some community. They're really attached to you. And then, of course, their ability to get help or support or inspiration is dictated on your schedule, and your availability is dictated based on your schedule. So there's a cap to how many people you can one-on-one. I sincerely wish I could one-on-one coach every single person in our audience, but I couldn't. It would not work out. And so then you have group coaching. What are the pros and cons of group coaching? Now, if you are like love one-on-one coaching like I do with all my heart, I'll be really transparent with you. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't love being a participant in group coaching. And I think that's because when we run group coaching, we need to choreograph it or like actually run it in a way that still makes people feel seen. So in previous group coaching programs that I've been in, and I would be like, all right, I'm going to do this. I felt like invisible, seen. It was easy for me to disappear. And so we're going to make sure that we solve for that. But the pros of group coaching are number one, it forces us as coaches to be more systematic. So there's actually more certainty when we have to figure out how to deliver the same result in a group. Our program actually gets better, faster, stronger, etc. And so our best clients do better when it's really dialed in like that. The second thing that is really great about group coaching is the social proof and the collaboration that's involved. If we want to have great retention in our community, and one-on-one, they have to deeply be connected to us. In group coaching, they can be deeply connected to us, but they also have all these other people they can be deeply connected to. The current group coaching program I'm in, that kind of kicking and screaming, I've been able to make friends in, and I will tell you 100% without a doubt that it has retained me for another year simply because my friends are in there and I want to stay with my friends. And I'd be sad if I didn't see them anymore. So we have that community component that is really, really helpful. Friendship, social proof, best practices, and really filling that desire of a human's need to belong. In one-on-one coaching, we play the role of like mom or dad. And group coaching, we play the role of like a basketball coach, right? Like a facilitator of relationships, which is really cool long term and creates more independence actually. And so the first thing we have to do in this process is we need to open our minds to what problems group coaching solves. It also makes your ability to impact people just so much better. If I only had one-on-one, we wouldn't have been able to touch the lives of 6,000 people. That's for sure, because I just wouldn't have the time to do that. And so really understanding that if we want to make an impact and we want to touch as many lives as possible, make as many lives as a better place, we have to figure out group coaching. We just stop. Our impact, not just our income, but our impact stops if we are dead set on one-on-one coaching only. And so we've got to be able to really see the benefits in group coaching and really, really believe them. That is definitely the first step. Now, if you are like me and you're like really love one-on-one coaching with all of your heart and soul, and you don't want to fully give it up, you can do what we do. We have a group coaching program, What to Say, And we have Fast Track, which is a hybrid in which people participate in the Fast Track group and they also get a couple of one-on-ones a month. That allows us to give that customization, personalization, speed things up without it being an either or situation. It's a yes and I really love it. It's the best of both worlds. So sell yourself on the benefits of the group. That's number one. Okay, number two, if you already have one-on-one clients, well, let me back up just a little bit. When is the right time to switch? For me, when I went from one-on-one to creating my first group coaching, I had actually coached two clients. That's it. I needed the two clients, although I'm not sure we fully need the two clients, but I need the two clients so that I could ask them what's hard for them and really build out the roadmap. By working with those two clients, I was able to understand the depth of their issues, give a practice run at teaching it so that I could turn it into a system. And that is something that we need. So all we need is a couple of clients to give us enough of a system that's like 75% there. You will constantly be upgrading the system that you're in. In this particular coaching program I'm in, I'm probably on the third upgrade already in a year and a half. And that is totally okay. That's part of it. We don't have to wait for group coaching to be perfect because when we go to do the group coaching, we're going to do some training and then we're going to do troubleshooting and training and troubleshooting in the first part. So we just really need a couple of clients just to make sure that we have a pathway that's important. And so the next thing we need here is we need a roadmap that people can go through. Since you won't be personally pushing them through a roadmap, we need to have it written out. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in our world, we're like, you do the foundations, offer time blocking, set up your socials. Then the next thing you do is you start getting leads. The next thing you do is you start creating content. And the next thing you do is you run workshops. And the next thing you do is all of that again. And that's the system. Having a system allows people to stay on track with their roadmap. And so as long as you have a roadmap, group coaching becomes really a lot easier because you can always anchor people back to where are you in the roadmap and how do you move forward. A practical aspect for this group member who has multiple, like, or is full with one-on-one. Usually we get full with one-on-one. We have a bunch of different types of people that we're working with. And so one of the decisions that needs to be made is you have to have a clear target market and a clear outcome. Over the course of my career, I've worked with network marketers, consultants, coaches. I have a client who's a doggy daycare. That's a one-on-one. I have a guy who runs a Google ad agency. So none of those people are good for group coaching, because in group coaching, one have one target market and one outcome. If they're different, it really slows down the group coaching and it decreases belonging. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to pick one target market and one outcome. Now, for this community member that has a full one-on-one practice, I'm going to assume if you're anything like me, now if you're more disciplined than me, then great, don't worry about this. But if you're anything like me, there's probably a bunch of different types of people in there. So, pick the one that for your group program that has the higher earning capability is one thing that I would look at. The other thing that I would look at is where are you most passionate? Where do you like the most? Where do you have access to contacts or like know how to do lead gen in that area? Those are the three things I would look for in choosing and who's spending the most money with you. So that is going to help you to determine the most profitable business. And if you want in the interim, the one-offs, right? If you have extra time in your schedule, then you can, keep those people, offer them direct one-on-one coaching while you're building your group. It's not the best thing to do, but from a practical perspective, that might be necessary. I think that would be okay. The fourth thing that we want to do is we want to set up a launch date with a workshop. We need deadlines. We'll push it back and push it back and push it back. Most people are like, I need to get my program ready before I launch it. Every single successful business owner I know promotes something, sells it, and then builds it with that particular audience. That's how the beta program works. Now you might be like, but I don't have a curriculum. That's okay. When you go to start your first group coaching program, the first group of people that you go through, you'll likely alternate doing live training, troubleshooting, live training, troubleshooting, live training, troubleshooting. Then those recordings can go inside of your portal. So after you have completed all of the basic training in your roadmap, that'll go in the portal and then you won't have to do that anymore. And that allows you to enroll and register people and teach them without having to delay. It makes sure that you don't create content that you don't need to have in there, because then you can ask them what's hard about this, right? Teach them, and you'll learn as you go through. You'll save years if you use this model, and you'll be able to impact people a lot better. Now, it's not the full program. And so whatever you decide to price your program, we're just going to launch the beta group at 50% off. And when you launch the beta group at 50% off, then that allows them to get a discount while you build the program. Now, some people are going to want the perfect program. That's fine. There's a lot of early adopters out there. You'll be able to get enough to say, hey, I'll take a 50% off discount to start with you. This sounds really, really cool. And they want to be in on it. You'll be able to ask them their opinion. They're going to help you to design it. And then whatever upgrades that you give, we'll just give those to them. And so that's the trade-off that we use in order to be able to launch quickly and learn as we go. You can also limit the beta. One of my clients, Janet's doing a beta right now, and she limited it to 5 people because she knew that she had to figure out the curriculum, get the kinks out, and then she'll be able to run this more consistently in the future when she has it all locked in. She has some results, she has some testimonials, she knows what she's doing. But we can do it at like 50 to 75% by offering it up as a beta when it comes to pricing. And so this leads me to the last thing when it comes to pricing. Now, without knowing the one-on-one rates for this individual community member, and if you want to let me know what that is, I can give you more detailed specifics on pricing. Remember, but it's not just like more or less than one-on-one, right? We're no longer selling time. We are selling outcome and certainty of outcome. So what we want to look for is this sweet spot when it comes to the outcome of what's a win for them and what's a win for you. Look at pricing models in your industry and see what's working out there. If there's programs that are selling like crazy and they're priced at whatever they're priced, you're probably safe with your final price being around that price and your beta price being 50% of that. That would be pretty good, pretty normal, and you would be in good shape with that. You don't have to price it way, way lower. Like you're not trying to sell your time. You're really working on the outcome, the system, the community, and all of that. And you can start off with you won't have a lot of fast action bonuses, right? You won't have done for you assets, you won't have all that stuff. And so the fast action bonus is generally the beta pricing until you are able to, and then you work that up. So when we launched this particular program, What to Say, we did it at $9.97 for 6 months, which is a killer deal, which is stupid. It was 50% off what we wanted to charge. And we got a bunch of people in, and we were able to build a program and run trainings and do all the things, get results for people. We were able to do all of that. And then we moved it to 1,500, and then we moved it up and up and up until we got to where we want to be. And we'll continue to move it as the services and the outcomes just continue to improve and get easier and faster for people. So those are the 5 things when it comes to how to switch from one-on-one to group coaching. So number 1 is sell yourself on the benefits of the group. Number 2, make sure that you have a roadmap that people can go through. Number 3, choose that same target market and outcome that's linked to the roadmap situation. Number 4, set a launch date. And number 5, lock in some basic pricing with a founder's discount, and you should be good to go on launching your group coaching program. I hope this was helpful for you. I would love to hear what you found helpful. If you have additional questions on this, go ahead and pop them in the comments. And if you'd like to join us for the workshop that we're going to do on building a $100,000 coaching business, just go ahead and type workshop in the comments, and we'll make sure we get all that info over to you, get the invitations over, and I hope to see you there. Bye.